Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Claire, can you hear us?
Can we hear you clear?
Hey, Pete, Garret, Cindy.
Guys, I miss Claire so much, but I didn't know how much until she just showed up.
She told me to put the second one of her up, and now I can't hear her. I wonder if I need to put the other one up.
Yeah, if you have two choices, it's usually the wrong one. First time.
Oh, no. Claire. Hi, Mark.
Hi, everybody in chat. Gareth, Cindy, Peter.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, Claire Bear is in the live chat. How you doing, Claire? Please come up.
She was.
I know. I think I mentioned Cindy.
Cindy, Garret, Peter.
All the people we know.
Put yourself up.
And neat.
I guess she's not going to put herself up. Fine. There you are. I got you.
Hello.
Now.
I
Hello?
know Claire good enough to know it's her. Claire, welcome back. Finally, and thank you for coming back.
Oh my God. Can you hear me now, Chrissy?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was telling you to put yourself up because you're logged in the StreamYard, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know how I have to have my on-screen keyboard,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
it was covering up something. So yeah, but here I am, and I missed you guys, and rest in peace,
Missed you
Olivia
too.
Newton-John.
So
Yes, definitely.
you have an iPad for it? Because you said you had this keyboard.
Oh no, I've got a laptop. I've got a
okay.
laptop that I'm using.
Okay, yeah.
But
Got it.
it's an older one, and some of the keys don't work. So if I want to do an underscore or if 6 doesn't work, it's just we're a bit behind here in Australia. But anyway, and I missed that little thing to bring myself up. But
It never
I don't
sounded
feel like
better.
vomiting.
It never sounded better than today.
Yeah, you sound
Well,
good.
there you go. Well, I shall sit still and not move and pay much attention and be so glad I get to be here. But
Yes.
I have a problem. I have a little problem that I think we need to address here. I don't know if I can do it. Let me just see.
Oh, changing my screen around. Look at her.
Yeah, well, I need to be up where Ing is.
Okay.
That's my check.
Yeah. Yes.
There.
I'm just
Thank you.
featuring Ing.
Yep.
Like, it's the host and the I'm glad you put me down. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine. Yeah, moving
Yeah, I
is
just
always...
wasn't feeling comfortable down there.
No, I didn't
it's
feel
not my
comfortable.
spot.
Well, you were up top until you dropped off, and then when you came back, you ended up back on the bottom.
Well, we've got that sorted, so it's great.
We've got that sorted for now. Yeah.
So
Until you
now
dropped down.
moving is stressful. Have you find your new home as good as the old one, or?
No, it's about 180,000 times better.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah,
Claire
no, it's
did.
good. It's good.
Garret
But it's
said
still
he used the
stressful
Roman
to
numeral.
move. It's always...
A stress to move. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But, it's comfy, it's beautiful, it's rural, and feels like I've stepped back in time a little bit. But hey, a
Not
break
a bad
is good.
thing.
You see Garrett's comment, Claire?
Claire uses Roman numerals. Oh, I could do that. I do know my Roman numerals, Gareth, funnily enough. I don't think they teach that shit anymore. Anyway, I digress.
No, they don't. They do not. So welcome back.
Annie, have you been having fun in my position? Thank you, Chrissy.
No, I did not. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, I said I can't read the chat, And then a friend of mine started a GoFundMe because he wanted to send me to school how to learn English. And I didn't stop him. I needed the money. No, but without you, the live chat, look at this. They're all now almost. I'm glad Gareth is back. And Cindy and Pete. You know, we neglected them. Chrissy, we did. We have to admit that. Without
All right,
Claire.
they all know I can't read the chat and do the same and do this.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
I explained that before every live. I can't do it. Claire kept taking pauses, going, "Okay, let me look at the chat."
Yeah, but women can do two things at the same time. A
Yeah, not
man's
all
brain
women.
can't. No, but you, if anyone, like I'm not the one to blame when Claire was gone. I'm just saying.
You couldn't put the comments up, but it was your job to look at them. So, but anyway, and you still can't highlight them, right, Claire, because you're.
Yeah, I can. Watch me whip. Now watch me nay.
Here we go.
Let me see you do it. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Good to have you
It's like
back,
getting
buddy.
on a bike.
Now I can
Yeah,
stop
it's
having
like
to
getting on
turn
a
over and
bike.
look at the chat now. Good. You just got to remember.
We're here for you, Chrissy.
Just got to remember to take it down.
Yes, I will. I was just showing off.
Jesus Christ, Chrissy. It's her first day back, you know, and she left Gareth.
Yeah, we
climbing
might
up
not have her again until
10
next month,
seconds too long. No, she will be back.
right?
Clear, right? Oh my God.
You know,
Oh, well, Chrissy could be correct.
I might not have her
Chrissy could
again
be
until
correct,
next month.
depending-
What?
Yeah.
You're moving again?
Yeah.
No, but
No.
she only gets so much a month.
Oh.
It's limited to megabytes per month, and then when you chew that up, you download and upload speed get
Is it
really
a money
shaped,
issue?
reduced. No, it's just
Oh.
it's just because
The
it's
area.
internet via satellite, right?
Thank
It's not
God I would have
hardwired
paid for it.
internet. Oh.
Well, I mean,
Well,
No,
if
I
and-
get it though. Yeah. I
you're
know what you
offering,
mean.
you can
Well,
pay
if
for
you
the
splash it-
StreamYard. I'm just teasing.
I was going to
So
say, if you're
let's not
splashing the cash.
use it all up tonight.
Yeah, well, you got to.
Well, that's okay. I've been.
Now I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
can't
not
hear
the only
anyone.
one in the house, so
Shit, that's me.
she has a teenager.
Yeah.
You know how teenagers do.
They're always on
So-
social media, and
Oh, now
and
we
with
lost
the
Ian.
first one, he'll come back. With the first one, like the first month, you don't know how much you use. Do you know what I mean? Then you've got to
Yeah.
figure out, well, let's not be flippants here, rewatching streams just to catch up on some gloss or something. Like
Yeah.
you become very particular about who you give your time to
Mhm.
when it's so limited. But
Right.
or it's totally fine, but that's from 1 o'clock in the morning till 7 a.m. Like that's when you
Whatever
go to
holds
sleep.
back the Australian Wi-Fi, it just affected Canada.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hang
it
on.
did. You just dropped out.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
That's
I
the first
can.
time I think Ian's ever dropped out like that.
No, he just rage quits, right?
Hang on.
Oh, now he's gone again.
Oh, he rage quitted again. I'm joking, Ing. I'm just joking.
So,
So,
don't want to start until we're all settled. So,
Mm.
got my coffee. I'm good. Okay, that's enough of that, Ing.
Thank you. You know what it was?
What was it?
The machinery I have with all the instruments hooked in.
Yeah,
If
your guitar and stuff.
I actually, next time I know it, I won't have to step up. Now I know.
So it was interfering.
Yeah, my interface.
Oh, okay. All right.
IT issues. He's
Yeah,
sort
other than that, I'm fine though, for everyone.
he didn't fall off his chair. He's okay.
Yes.
It's my, my father, who is no longer with us, my father-in-law had this huge office chair, and I'm in it. I fell asleep in it without falling off.
I do that all the
I
time.
love
wow.
it. I love it. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Chrissy and I do that too.
Well, listen,
I fall asleep in my chair every day, especially after I have dinner.
nothing wrong with it, Chrissy. Nothing wrong with it.
Eric walks in here and peeks around the corner and sees me sleeping, and he just walks out and leaves me alone. He's like, okay, she's sleeping. It's
You
weird because
see,
if I go into my bed and take a nap for like 2 hours, I get up feeling like crap. I mean, my head starts hurting. I just can't function. But if I fall asleep in my chair and I wake up, I'm
Yeah.
fine. I don't feel
there's
like crap.
something to it. If your head is up while sleeping, you do better after.
Hmm.
Just say.
I believe it.
That's so funny.
All right, Ing, did you share the stream out? Because that's usually your job.
I actually just stepped in when I came in. I haven't. And
Okay.
Coleman walked out on me. He will be back in an hour. So I'm sorry. Today was really, I had so much work, but I made sure I did it all. That's why I stayed off social media for a couple of
Right.
days. But yeah, sorry. I can do it still.
Yeah, you
You
might want to.
speak, I will go and plug it.
You don't have to leave to do that, do you? You just need.
No, but I
Okay. All right. Well,
can
then I'm
talk
gonna.
right
Yeah.
now. But yes, I stay here.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start then. Unless Claire has anything else. Do you have anything else, Claire?
No, it's just good to be back. And hello, chat.
It's good to have you back. We've missed you.
Amen to that. And for that, I had to come
Ditto.
back. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. We're going to Illinois tonight. Good old Illinois. We're going to talk about Christopher Coleman.
Where's Illinois in America? Is that on the right side?
Midwest.
Is that
I
Chicago?
believe it's Midwest.
Midwest.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is the Coleman family here on the screen. We have Christopher on the left. I believe the top one is, who's the oldest one? Gavin or Garret? Garret. Garret is the next one. And then Sheri, the
One
wife.
in the middle.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
Gavin on the right. That's the Coleman family. So let's discuss Christopher. As of 2022, he's 45 years old. Married to Sheri Coleman, sons Gavin and Garret. His parents were Ron and Connie. They were both preachers in a non-denominational church. He had two brothers. The only one that they even mentioned was Brad, his brother, anywhere I found anyway. And he was an actual prison guard, ironically. Not in the prison that we talk about later, but he was a prison guard. He grew up in a Christian family. The boys grew up speaking in tongue, which is code from the Holy Spirit, and basing decisions on quotes from the scripture. Chris is described as the quietest and gentlest of the three well-mannered Coleman boys. Chris wouldn't go hunting with his father, and the first time that they butchered a rabbit, he was just beside himself, Connie says. So he wasn't a typical boy.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Beside himself with happiness or scared.
Scared.
Yeah.
Mortified. He didn't want to see it butchered.
Yeah.
Charlie Mattingly, who was his junior high coach in basketball, baseball, and track, said, "You couldn't ask for a better kid. He was very kind, he was a team player, and he hardly ever saw him lose his temper." So he grew up kind of wimpy, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair statement.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So in high school, Chris met with a Marine recruiter, and when he was done, he was walked away with stars in his eyes. He loved the way the Marine carried himself and the idea of the Marine Corps. So he signed up right after graduation. While Chris was in the Marine Corps, racking up all sorts of military certifications and honors, he was at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, where he was attending a canine training seminar. So he was a dog handler for the Marines. And there at Lackland Air Force Base is where he met Sheri, his wife, who was an MP in the Air Force. Good for her.
Is that military police? What's MP?
Yeah, military police.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. In August of 1997, Chris came to visit his parents in Chester, Illinois. He brought Sheri with him. He introduced Sheri to his parents, but they were not overly impressed. Ron Coleman, his father, said she was a worldly little girl, short shorts, and a tattoo on her leg. Not the person they thought he would be with. Quickly afterwards, the couple married to the surprise of Chris's parents. They eloped in private, but according to Chris's parents, he immediately had regrets. The Colemans soon learned that Chris and Sheri were expecting a baby. So they said that he regretted marrying her, and he only did it because she was pregnant.
Don't you love these religio types, which I find contradictory? Is like, oh, they're so accepting of everybody, but we don't like her. Like, come on, it's not about looks.
Right. Good point.
If I may, it's a good point too, because now they have met, right? And in the interview, his mother said, well, I didn't feel very excited about her either way, she said. It was such a weird comment.
Yeah.
Like he said, this will be my wife. And she said, well, she was blonde. Yeah, no, that was so weird.
Just be happy your son has found someone and they're in love and yada, 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 and practice what you supposedly preach. Don't be so bloody judgmental. Anyway,
amen.
It's my 2 cents.
All right, Chris and Sheri welcomed their first son April the 30th, 1998. Son Garret Dominic Eugene Coleman. They welcomed another son in 2000, Gavin Christopher Coleman. The couple settled down in Columbia, Illinois, which is a small town just over the Mississippi River from Missouri. Both boys loved sports and played for the Columbia Blue Jays football team. Let me throw some pictures up here real quick. There's the two boys, Gavin and Garret. There's Chris with the two boys. There's him as a Marine. There's Sheri. Very pretty lady. Sheri in the Air Force, that's her brother standing next to her. That's Chris at the dog handlers thing. And then the boys.
Yeah, that's right. He was a dog handler.
Yeah,
and that's the boys in their sports. And that's Chris and Sheri again. Okay. Sheri was a homemaker, and Chris worked for Joyce Meyer Ministries across the river in St. Louis, Missouri. He was hired by Joyce Meyer as part of her security team. He quickly rose through the ranks and was appointed Joyce Meyer's bodyguard. That's him and Joyce Meyer. Is everybody familiar with who Joyce Meyer is, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Can I ask something? Because when you look at her lips, does she have plastic surgery?
I don't know if it's plastic surgery or if it's just deformity. Maybe
Botox.
she had buck teeth younger, and that's the way her lip formed. And she had braces or whatever, and her teeth straightened out, but the lip wasn't going to. So I'm not sure, but yeah, the way that when you watch her talk, her top lip,
Especially
it doesn't look like
look like
Botox, but it does look like it's misshapen.
Yeah. Vanity. What a hypocrite. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
Yep. All right, enough of that. Making sure I keep my pictures in order here. Okay. Chris and Sheri did not have the perfect marriage, but who does? In fact, they fought about a lot of things. First was Chris's job with Joyce Meyer Ministries. Frequently, Joyce traveled for speaking engagements, and as her personal bodyguard, Chris accompanied her on these trips and traveled more than he was home. This was hard on Sheri and the boys. A second point of contention was money. Chris made a good salary, over $100,000 a year, but Sheri spent the money quickly. She enjoyed shopping, going on mission trips, and donating to charities. Chris would sometimes get upset with her spending habits, and they occasionally fought about it. Which, again, typical marriage.
Typical. But it's usually me that spends too much. And my wife said, don't use my credit card, you mother.
Yeah.
No bad language. No bad language. So it's normal. It happens.
Yeah, it is. It's normal. A third issue in the marriage was a lack of displays of affection. Chris was not a very affectionate person, and those who knew the couple said that they rarely saw him hug or kiss Sheri or his sons. In fact, friends of Sheri said that she confided in them that Chris was never affectionate with her, not even during sex. The couple seemed to have different ideas on family as well. Chris's conservative family never quite accepted Sheri. Sheri was affectionate and loving as a mother. She was fun-loving, and her children were her entire life. Chris was more of the strict disciplinarian father. He had expectations of excellence from his children in all things from manners to sports performance. Despite turmoil in the marriage, Sheri was committed to working things out with Chris. She told her friends that she just loved him way too much to give up on the marriage. So he sounded like a real jerk, in my opinion.
I just think he didn't know how to love someone. I don't know. It's weird.
That's a good point.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to jump ahead, but you'll see he gets quite affectionate in some pictures.
Well, yes.
So,
I think he's a
without
little
jumping
boy
ahead, they're
lost.
pornographic. So, what big deal? So he has a dick. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not afraid to use it.
Right.
Yes. Outside the marriage.
Right.
Mind you.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. Claire, we shouldn't jump ahead.
Don't put that on me.
No. Finally, I have someone to blame it on. No, let's go ahead. But this is very emotional, the whole thing, because of the kids and the family. And let's listen what Chrissy has to say.
In 2008, things in the marriage got much worse. Chris told a friend that he planned to divorce Sheri, but was going to wait until after the holidays to talk to her. Meanwhile, Sheri told a friend that she suspected Chris was having an affair. She had introduced Chris to a friend of hers and now suspected the two were romantically involved. Despite all this, Sheri remained hell-bent to make this marriage work. Chris had reservations about the divorce as well, as it may compromise his position with Joyce Meyer Ministries. So, apparently, the ministry would have looked down on the fact that he was divorced or whatever.
Interesting lie, but interesting angle.
Yeah.
Do people think people are stupid? I don't know.
That's Tara in the pink shirt as she's coming out of the courthouse. I don't have any other ones besides that one.
That's his wife's best friend.
Yes, that's the one that he was having the affair with. I do have, this is the chat log from one of her friends. Is that backwards? Let me see something. No. Da, da, da. Sheri says, "Can you pray for me?" And the friend, who is me, says, "Of course, friend, what's up?" And then she says, "Chris wants a divorce." And then she said, "I'll definitely be praying for you when did all this happen?" And she said, "A couple of days ago, he said me and my kids are in the way of his job." In the way of his job. Imagine that. So that was the text messages between her and her friends. Now we're going to talk about death threats. Chris started receiving death threats through the Joyce Meyer Ministries. The televangelist made massive amounts of money through her speaking engagements and ministry, and some people believe she misused those funds. That's the only way that I've even heard of this woman, because anytime everybody ever mentions her, I'm like, oh, the one who is known to misuse all the money that she gets. But
Yeah.
I never knew of her any other way.
But may I ask, why have death threats about the guy that follows her and no one even knows who he is? Like the guy for security. Like
I guess because
if
he was the head of security. I don't know.
if I hate Myers for being so without concern for human life, do you really think she would give an S if
Well,
her security guy gets killed or something? It makes no sense.
I'm going to show the letters in a little bit, but
No, I'm
as
sure she
you
got death
read,
threats. Yes.
don't overtalk.
I have
Please.
nothing else to do. Go ahead.
I'm
I'm
going
sorry.
to show the letters, and in these letters, in the emails, you'll see that now we all know the truth about the letters, which we'll get to further into the story. But for now, I will say that in the emails, you can see how they were written to him, but they were telling him to have Joyce stop preaching the bullshit. So they were targeting him, trying to get him as her personal bodyguard to get her to stop. That's why they were targeting him. But we all know the truth about them, so that's just a theory.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I forgot where I stopped off.
So
All right,
the,
it
the
was-
threats.
Yeah, it was not uncommon for some of the nasty emails and letters to come through, but now these letters seem to be directed at Chris. The death threats accused Joyce Meyer of preaching bullshit and threatened Chris Coleman's family, saying, "I will kill them all while they sleep." The emails and letters came to Chris's work email and straight to the Coleman house. They kept coming and getting progressively more threatening. Chris had sent them to the local law enforcement, who had been keeping an extra eye on the house while Chris was on business trips. His neighbor, an officer with the Columbia Police Department, he was actually a detective, had a camera pointing at the house just in case. The final letter arrived in April of 2009 and said, "This is my last warning. Your worst nightmare is about to happen." Now, these letters you can't really see too well. But this
Were they
one,
all letters or emails?
same. It's an email, a letter sent through email.
Well, then you know who would send it. Like,
Oh my god!
okay,
Yeah,
we
it's got a
go.
trail.
Yeah.
It says, "Tell Joyce to stop preaching the bullshit or Chris's family will die." That's one of the sentences in here. "I know where he lives, and I know they are alone." So that's one of them. "Tell Chris's family is dead." That's probably the out of order, but okay. Next time, motherfucker will let me talk to Joyce. See, so they're targeting him because they think they can get to Joyce through him. And this is another one that's just, see, these aren't in order. This is how I got them off of the evidence site, but I mean, you can basically.
But it's the point.
Yeah.
Shows the pattern.
Yeah.
See, this one was an actual letter. This was not an email.
That was in a letterbox. Was that one
Yes.
of the ones?
Yes,
Mm.
in front of the house.
So that's those. All right. Now, and we'll get to the actual email and IP addresses and all that stuff later on in the story. So, yes, they can tell where they came from. To answer earlier, what y'all were saying.
Nice.
On May the 5th, 2009, about 5:45 in the morning, Chris left his home to go to the gym. He said he called Sheri just a few minutes after he left the house to make sure she was up. He said he called and texted her several more times that morning, but did not get a response. I guess he was trying to wake her up to get the kids to school. When he was on his way home, he called his neighbor, Detective Barlow, and asked him to check on Sheri and the boys. Now, pay attention to this next sentence here. He said he was on the JB Bridge about 5 minutes from home. Another officer meets Detective Barlow at the Coleman home. The two quickly discover a window with the screen out in the back of the house. They called for backup but entered the home. They both described an overwhelming scent of spray paint as they came into the house. Unsure if anyone was still in the house, they were cautious with guns drawn. Spray paint on the walls were the following sayings: "Punished," "I'm always watching," and "You have paid." This was on the walls of the house.
It's a bit metal.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Can I ask
It
a
didn't stop at the
question?
walls, did it?
Yes, Ing.
No, and I won't jump ahead, but I think we're in the timeline. Who leaves the house and makes sure 5 minutes later the wife is up to wake the children, and then 10 minutes later calls the police? Does that make sense?
I don't know if it was 5 or 10 minutes later, though.
He said he was on the bridge. It was 5 minutes from his house.
That was when he was on his way home, yes. He called
On
his
the way
neighbor.
home.
Yes, he called his neighbor and said he was 5 minutes from home, but asked him to go check.
Yeah, but didn't he call the police before that?
No, he did not.
Oh,
He called Sheri. He tried calling her to wake her
Yeah.
up after he left the house.
See, that's the thing. He leaves the house and then calls his wife. That's what I meant.
Yeah, he's trying to wake her up to get the kids ready for school. That's
Why
what
don't
the story was.
wake her up before I leave?
Well, I guess he wanted to give her that extra 10, 15 minutes sleep. I don't know.
Good for him.
Right.
Well, a great husband.
All right, at 6:56 a.m., Chris arrived home. Knowing this was probably not going to end well, the officer asked him to stay outside while they went upstairs. It was quickly noted that Chris took 13 minutes to complete what should have been a 5-minute drive. That's why I said pay attention to the 5 minutes, because he said he was 5 minutes away and it took him 13 minutes to get home.
Got it.
Authorities went upstairs and found the deceased bodies of Garret, Gavin, and Sheri. The police chaplain informed Chris that his family was dead. He dropped to the ground and started sobbing. His father and Joyce Meyer arrived shortly after to comfort Chris. Chris was sitting inside the ambulance with the chaplain comforting him. The chaplain said Chris looked down at his knuckles and there were red marks. The chaplain asked him about the marks, and Chris began punching the gurney over and over. I guess he was trying to add marks. And there's also scratch marks that they saw on his arm too.
Yep.
She was a soldier, you know. She fought back.
Yeah, she fought back. Obviously. Scratch marks and all that. So immediately he became a prime suspect in the murders and was taken in for questioning. Chris insisted that his wife and kids were alive when he left for the gym, but medical reports indicated that the three were dead by 5:30 a.m. So I actually clipped the interview. So we're going to play it. Hopefully. Sorry we had such a hard time last week. I kept getting shut down.
Yeah, but that was without Claire. You know, today you're gonna do it.
Let me see if it'll. Y'all talk, do something until I get this figured out.
Oh, I'm just saying nice things in the chat while you're doing that.
Oh, you know what?
Say them nice.
Look at this. The chat is happy. Dumpster Rick.
Hey, Rick. All right, let me see if I can get this to share now. Don't start.
Well, just as a cliffhanger, I have something to say about Joyce Myers at the end.
At the end.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. I won't jump ahead. Oh, here we go.
All right. Y'all mute so this can play. Hopefully it'll go full screen. Make sure you let me know if you can hear it.
Will do. I can't hear anything yet.
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, but she was truthful because I couldn't hear anything. Can't hear.
Son of a bitch. And I got the volume all the way up too.
Oh. Do you have a volume in the StreamYard for things you share?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I could hear a little, but very.
She's gonna make me mad now. Always something.
Well, listen, it's not a perfect world. We are here to make the best of it.
I mean, it's not like we're pretending we're professional YouTubers here, you know. You can't be perfect.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't understand why it's not letting me.
I heard a little. Did you, Claire? There was a little, but it was
Share
faint.
system audio.
Yeah, I could kind of hear background noise. That's what it sounds like. Just yeah.
Let's try it again. If this doesn't work, then we're just not going to play it.
Garret said one of us is going to start singing and dancing. We'll flip a coin. Who sings Hopelessly Devoted to You? It'll be Ing or me.
I have never danced and sang without getting paid. So put up a PayPal.
You can't hear it, can you?
No.
No.
Damn it.
But I listened to it.
On?
Just relate what they said.
Always something. Unbelievable. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he was basically just saying that they were alive when you left the house, and he doesn't know anything, and doesn't know who would want to hurt the his kids and his wife and stuff like that. So
He even started crying.
he was
Yeah.
trying, and some of the evidence that pointed to him as a suspect were the CCTV footage from the neighbor's home that showed no one else had entered the house after he left the gym.
Yes.
There was no other DNA on their bodies apart from Chris's. A credit
Yep.
card statement revealed that Chris had bought spray paint in the same color as the one used at the home. The threatening emails were traced back to an account Chris had set up 6 months before the ordeal. The three died between 3 and 5 a.m. when Chris was still at home. Swear words that were sprayed on their covers matched Chris's handwriting.
I never
Yeah,
even
well,
got to that.
the spray paint didn't just go to the walls; he sprayed the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So there's
nutty.
the receipt
Receipt.
for the spray
Chrissy's
paint.
with the receipts.
Gotta have receipts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the detective who lived across the street that had the camera on him, on his home, didn't even pick up anybody coming to the house or putting stuff into the mailbox or anything.
Yeah. And I think behind the house it was water, so there wasn't many entry points. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
So even though, you can get into a property different ways, like nothing to say you couldn't have gone through the back door, but it's contrary to everything that he was claiming was going on. So
Well, according to the officers, when they went to the house, the screen in the back of the house is what was popped out. So they could have gone to the back door. Yes. Because here's the front of the house. But it's 2 stories, and I'll get the picture of the back of the house real quick because I have that too.
Yeah, but the neighbor was a policeman, and he was alerted to something is not going right here way before that happened that day.
Mm-hmm. And there's the back of the house.
yeah, because there you go. Because neighbours had heard raised voices on occasions, so
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
so that's
Would this
probably
come
the
up?
police officer was probably
Yes.
one of them.
Yep.
They had neighbors saying they fought.
Yes. All right. The motive behind their murders was Chris's affair with a woman known as Tara, which is one I showed you earlier, and there she is again with Chris. During questioning, the police found out about an affair between Chris and Tara. Since he was traveling from time to time, his job enabled him to have a secret life. During the interview, he denied having anything with her, maybe a little bit of sexy talk, and that was it. But when they told Chris, hey, we found the pictures and the video, and yeah, he wasn't too happy when they said that. Since 2008, Chris had been having an affair with Tara. Chris and Tara met through Sheri, since Tara was Sheri's childhood friend. He gave her a promise ring and sent her endless messages about marriage. Divorcing Sheri was out of the question since Chris's boss, Joyce, had clearly stated that employees' divorce would lead to demotion or firing. On the other hand, Tara had given Chris an ultimatum to leave his wife by the 4th of May so that they could tie the knot. Chris promised Tara the divorce papers were ready and his wife would be served the following day when the deadline approached. So on the 5th, which is the day that they were killed. Yeah, I don't think he has
Yes.
any problem with affection when it comes to Tara.
No, and I don't believe half of what we just listened to, but do you know what I mean?
Well, yes. You know what freaked me out in a good way, Claire, when you said that in the TC thread in Chrissy Corner's server, that it reminds you of Kissinger. You know what? I feel 100%. You're absolutely right. But I think Tara was even a little bit more forward than Kissinger was. But it reminded me of it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
All right, so after that interrogation or whatever, they didn't have enough evidence on him yet, so he was able to leave. But as the investigation continued, neighbors and friends were appalled to learn that Chris had dismantled a memorial for his wife and children from their front yard. He also moved out several boxes of their belongings by mid-May. When the DNA test came in from under Sheri's nails, it was consistent with Chris Coleman, but was not a definitive match. Pieces of paint from the walls, laptop computers, BlackBerry, and other items were also sent to be examined. The Cyber Crimes Unit investigated the threatening emails, which came from an IP address called destroychris@gmail. They were able to determine the IP address in which the emails originated was Chris Coleman's own laptop. Someone had used his own laptop to create and send the threatening emails. They also realized that the letters had several misspellings in common with known writings from Chris. What he told the investigators was that he had two laptops. One that he had in his car and everywhere else, and his wife used it, his kids used it, anybody could have used it, and then a work one which only stayed at the office or went on travel with him. So that's how he was trying to debunk that it was him actually sending the emails, because anybody could have gotten to his laptop.
Yeah, and that was his defense. He said, I have one laptop that's mine, and then a laptop out there, anyone could have used it. That was his defense.
Well, that's a pretty shit head of security if he can't secure his own laptop.
Amen.
Gosh.
All right. The autopsies determined that Sheri, Garret, and Gavin were all killed by strangulation. The medical examiner put the time of death before 5 a.m., when Chris was still in the home. According to the examiner, Sheri's body showed signs of rigor mortis, which was crucial in determining the time of death. Finally, the writings on the wall and spray paint were examined. The handwriting of the messages was consisted with known writings from Chris, according to a forensic handwriting specialist. The spray paint was determined to be a specific brand, and color was candy apple red. Upon examining Chris's bank statements, they found the purchase from a small hardware store in St. Louis from a few months prior to the murders. So he'd been planning this for months.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris was arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Soon after his arrest, Sheri's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against him to prevent him from liquidating any of the assets, including the sale of the home. In other words, they stopped him from having money for lawyers and stuff, and I don't think Joyce was going to pay it. Coleman went to trial at the end of April in 2011. The star witness was Tara, Chris's mistress, and Sheri's high school friend. Tara testified about the two exchanging promise rings, their future wedding plans, and testified about provocative photos that she sent to Chris and similar photos that he had sent to her. Dr. Naduri, the pathologist, testified that she could not pinpoint the time of death, but based on liver temperature, she believed it to be between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Dr. Michael Baden, a world-famous pathologist, testified that his analysis put the time of death around 3 a.m. Even Joyce Meyer was called to testify, stating that Chris would have likely lost his job had she known about the affair or had he divorced his wife. So that's Tara coming out of the courthouse. I have Joyce at the courthouse too, somewhere.
Sorry, didn't Joyce say if you're divorced, it's not automatic dismissal?
Yes, she did say that, but the affair would have been.
An affair would have, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but how can you get?
Yeah.
You only get a divorce if you have an affair. Like,
that's not true. You just don't have to have an affair to get a divorce.
oh, so he decided, I married you, but your head is too big. I divorce you. That's okay, but
Not saying it was okay. I did not say it was okay. I'm just saying that
no, it's
people can just
hypocritical for her
grow
to
apart.
say
You
that.
don't get along.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm trying to find I thought I had it. They actually did go to counseling.
Couples counseling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have it, but there was a letter that Chris had wrote saying that they no longer need their services anymore, that he changed his mind and they weren't going to divorce after all. I thought I had that letter. Let's see if I can find it real quick. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. But yeah, they did have couples counseling. And
what denomination is Joyce Myers? Is she evangelistic?
Televangelist.
Yeah.
A televangelist. Okay, but what is it like? What religion is it?
I think it's just Christian, isn't it?
Christian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The movement back from 1875 that actually created the whole Bible Belt from the border I live down to Mexico.
All right. Okay.
I just know that she's always asking for donations.
Money. Yeah.
It's all about the money with these people. Who was that?
Joel, what's his
Osteen?
name? Yes.
There was another one too.
He had a big enough venue to take
Tammy
people
Faye
in when Katrina happened.
Who was the one that Tammy Faye was the wife of?
Yeah, but he was, what was his name?
Tammy Faye Baker?
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he tapped out saying, okay,
I found the letter. This is to Dan Goodson, who was I'm assuming the counselor. It says, "It's amazing how God works. I hope my stupidity has not screwed this opportunity up. Me and my wife are 110% in agreement, no strings attached. I apologize to both of you for wasting all of your time the other day. Between Paul waking me up Friday and speaking some sense into me, and my wife bringing a word that was given to me from Dick Mills a couple of months ago, both of these showed me that I let the devil get into the middle of the whole thing. It won't happen again. I'm not sure what you told Joyce and Dave, but that is not me. I want to be servant or whatever they need."
Not good English.
No, at all. No, he's a Marine, so.
I would know how that's like.
Yeah, I didn't show his pictures of him in his bulletproof vest going to court. Which, I mean, if somebody was going to take him out, they're going to shoot him in the head anyway.
Not only that, since he is in this position, I want him to live as long as possible.
Let
him go to jail the rest of his life.
Just a couple random pictures of his mug shots and walking in and out of court and stuff like that. I did watch another video where they did an interview with him behind bars. Jail puts a
Oh
lot of weight
yeah.
on him. They feed these guys too good because he's chunky now.
Amen. Yes, I saw that one.
He's
They do
really
good.
round in the face and everything.
3 squares a day.
3 hots in
Yeah.
the cot. Um, I think I showed all the pictures. There's this one was at the
Yeah, just look at this.
cemetery.
And that's his parents holding him.
Yep. Who
If-
still don't believe that he's
That's
guilty.
a whole other story. Yeah, the parents in this are
so I'm not
unbelievable.
jumping ahead if I say one thing here. His father and his mother said, yes, he had an affair. And it was his spray paint can that they put all those words on the wall, but he didn't do it. He did not do it. To
Yes.
this day, they believe he's innocent. And
Yes.
so is the same thing with Joyce Myers. At the end, when she said, listen, first, she's at the beginning, we know that she knew him since he was little. Then in that interview about him being pretty much convicted, she said, you know what? Thing is, people are after me like he was collateral damage. You know, like she never said, oh, he did it, or, you know, he was set up. And it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that people are on death row, and we know that have done less, and there's less evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And they just still with him, his parents too. And that's why, because in the beginning, when I watched that clip you had posted there, in the beginning when she said, well, when he met her and brought her to me, I didn't feel anyway, you know, either way, well, she was blonde, but very dismissive. I already knew where this was going. And to this day, she thinks her son was set up.
Yeah,
Makes no
they
sense.
to this day they don't think that he's guilty. She
Yes.
said in an interview that until he tells her himself that he did it, then she's going to believe that he's innocent. She don't care
Yes.
what the evidence shows or anything else. She does not believe he did it.
Well, what about the way, though, that the parents tolerated his, probably has to have broken a commandment or something, the affair. It was his wife's fault that he had an affair.
Yeah, his
Yes.
father said something about Sheri wasn't something her wifely duties.
Fulfilling
fulfilling-
her wifely duties.
Yes.
Respecting him and doing all the things a wife should do, which
Yep.
he was skirting around the subject that she wasn't sexually satisfying him. So he's well within his rights to look elsewhere outside the marriage, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the parents. Like, what?
Yeah, they just accepted it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's what?
Right.
He's fucking delusional, just like their son.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Looking at the whole case, I know for a fact Darlie from last week is not guilty. She should be off death row and get a new trial. Not even a retrial. Not even. I looked things up, Chrissy, and I'm not completely done yet. But we should do a rebuttal podcast, maybe just 20 minutes, the three of us. There's things I have to point out. And
Maybe
I changed my opinion.
Maybe
180
we'll do a recording on
180
StreamYard. Maybe we'll do a StreamYard recording and I can post that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
But Claire has to be there.
All right, well, let me finish this.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I know, right? All right, he was found guilty on all 3 counts of first-degree murder 2 years after the crimes in May 2011. He was spared the death penalty and sentenced to 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Apparently, Illinois stopped their death penalty thing. They abolished it in July of that year, so
Yep.
they couldn't give him the death penalty. But they wanted to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as of 2020, all of Christopher Coleman's appeals have been denied. So, looks like he's probably going to spend the rest of his life behind bars.
I think I remember that. Let me see if I can get this right. Initially, a jury member came out and said after the trial that
Mm-hmm.
they were initially 7 not guilty,
7-5, yep.
and and then it was at the revelations, the videos and the photos with the girl and the revelation. I don't know. It was some communication whether it came from his own computer, and that swayed those other 5 to
Something like that,
7
yeah.
to go up to guilty. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
was one he said. So
yeah, there's actually, which knowing from last week, I can't play any of these damn streams or I'll get community claim, whatever's copyright claim. But one of the interviews, they actually had 4 or 5 of the jury members that they were interviewing, and they were talking about what they thought and when they came to the realization that they were going to say he was guilty and whatever. So,
yeah. I just thought this was really open and shut with the evidence that we looked at, right? And the fact that jury was sort of leaning to not guilty, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's no doubt from the evidence.
Yeah.
So I have one headstone, all 3 of
Is
them are buried in
Coleman
the same
her
spot.
Christian name?
Huh?
Or her married? Is Coleman her Christian name or married name?
Married.
Yeah.
Weiss was her maiden name.
Yeah. I don't
Coleman
think.
is married.
I don't think that's nice to see that name up there, considering it was Coleman that killed her.
Yeah. Well, they were Colemans.
Her parents weren't in the picture at all through the whole thing.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, you don't hear much.
No, didn't hear anything about her parents except for the fact that they put the wrongful death suit.
Yes, and rightfully so. I
Yeah.
wish they won.
But that's the only thing that you ever heard about her parents. Her sister, they did an interview with her sister. I saw one of those. But, yeah, you're right. They never even showed her parents, like at the courthouse or nothing.
That means a lot in a sense, because they knew, it won't help. Makes it maybe even worse for them, because she was dead already, and they lost 2 grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's a loss. It's just, Chrissy.
Yeah, I do. So, yeah, I think it was Weiss or something like that. But Weiss was her maiden name.
Yes, that's Weiss.
Yeah.
Just looked it up.
But that's the Coleman family murders. And I hope he rots in hell.
Yeah. What an absolute.
His father was preaching it long enough, so he might.
Right?
Yeah.
Let the devil in.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing on the interrogation video when the cop went for the whole religio angle on him. And he's just like, look, we know what you did. If you don't confess now, you know you're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. Like, never seen religion brought into an interrogation before like that.
Well, I guess with him they had to.
Yeah. But his religion didn't matter to him when he was strangling his babies and his wife.
Amen. Amen.
That's true.
Oh, God. That's why they must have a brain fart or something in their head. Like, you can't profess this pathway in life and then just go do the worst thing you could possibly do on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
All
makes no
for
sense.
because he didn't want to divorce her and lose his job, so he figured he'd just kill her, get away with it, still keep his
Blame it
job,
on
and
someone
have
else.
Kara too.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
say it's because
See,
I worked for Joyce Myers. You know, I can
Mhm.
even get another bump up.
but it's so much like Chris Watts, 2 children,
Yes.
the wife.
Yes.
Um, his name was
Oh,
Chris. The photo in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's out
Yeah.
of the house while the family's dead in the house. Like it's a bit
It was a
crazy the
guy.
coincidence.
It was a guy who wanted out. In both
Yeah.
cases. Yeah. But I have to point out Chris Watt's father, because when he said, "Oh, she killed them, and then that's why I killed her," he said, "No, no, no, don't do it." This guy has a father that he did nothing wrong, even though it was a spray paint, and they
I'm
were already
going to
dead when
try
he
this one more
left.
time.
It's just.
Hey, Shamrock.
Hi, Shamrock.
I'm going to try this one more time,
What's
guys.
this?
This
Okay.
it's a different version, but we'll see if it works.
Amen to Pete. That's exactly it.
Still can't hear it, can you?
Very low.
Yeah, it's not going to work. See, I can hear it when I don't put it on StreamYard. Like if I just play it, I can hear it.
Maybe you could try that because we don't need to see him. We know he's a POS. As well at the house, he didn't go in saying what's happened. They said, oh, he was outside being consoled. But if you're a panic-stricken husband and father of 2 young boys and you think something's gone on and you've called someone to go, hey, this isn't making any sense, go check, you have to hold me back with elephants. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And he didn't do that. He didn't want to go in. He wasn't saying, let me see my children or anything. Thanks, Gareth. Are you going to play it in the background or you're not going to?
No, it wouldn't work.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think what Pete's trying to say is when you put it on the screen, and if I take comments off, you can see your volume bar. But underneath that volume bar, there's a little speaker and symbol, and I think he thought that was muted. He made that comment before.
Yes.
But
Say
if
that
I
again?
hide any...
Yep. Put it on full screen. Pete says there is a volume
icon.
Option. Yeah, icon. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's underneath the volume bar. When you share the screen and you play it, down the bottom left, you can see like a volume, but underneath it, it's just like a little speaker. If you put it on the screen, I can tell you. POS is piece of shit, Pete. Piece of shit. POS. I was trying not to swear. Hey, John. Welcome.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. Fireman?
No, John Wright.
Oh, John Wright. Good to see you.
All right. What are you talking about? Claire.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was just saying hello to John in the chat. Sorry. Jump back here. All right. So very bottom left, that little icon next to the... Can you click on that?
Yeah, it's up all the way.
Okay. All right. I think that's what Pete thought. He saw one of those might have been clicked off. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
what Pete was trying to.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
He just thought
There
that
it's
he
off.
had seen that.
Yeah, there it's off.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
it's up all the way, and you still can't hear it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, we figured it out. If you let me know what clips you want to play, then you don't have to have the whole.
Oh, I know, but I wanted to. I mean,
What about
I
your
was,
bottom right, those 3 dots? Is there a setting in there maybe or not?
let me see.
Underneath with the time. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope. And that's just the mini player there. And
Did
that's
you
it.
record it? Like,
Yes,
did you
I did.
record that part?
I used a thing called clip grab,
Yeah. Okay.
and it didn't, I guess, record the video. I mean, it worked fine, but I guess on here it's not going through. But
Maybe it's better when we record it on OBS.
yeah, you'll have to do it because I don't have OBS.
But I have OBS, like I do a lot with OBS. So, like, if need be, just let me know what part
Yeah.
you want.
Because all I did was download it, and then I went to that clip grab thing,
yeah,
and then I put it on there, and then I just trimmed it out to just those parts, and then uploaded it. So I don't know why it didn't upload it, the sound, but anyway, that's it. If anyone wants to actually see the interrogation, they can just type in Coleman family murders, and you'll be able to see everything. So,
Amen. Yeah, and it's worth watching
yeah.
to get the full picture.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't relate it in 1 hour.
I
But
really can't believe that even after that, they let him go home. I mean, I felt that they had enough against him there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt,
Yeah.
I mean, they already had the pictures from Tara, they had everything else. So I guess they were still waiting on the DNA and all that, though. So,
yeah.
I guess that's why they let him
And
go.
they interviewed her 3 times.
They
and
did,
then
and I could
one of
not
them-
find a freaking clip of that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was some little clips on one of the links I saw, and she's like,
No, I mean
got
like
a
the
mobile
full,
phone with her.
yeah, the
Oh,
full
her full
thing.
no.
Yeah, they
No,
only
yeah,
showed
'cause
little
they did
parts of
3
it.
separate.
Like,
Yeah.
like at her house, and she had to call her job and tell them she's in a murder investigation and wasn't coming to work, and they just showed little clips. They didn't show the full interrogation. I wanted to see her
Yeah.
full interview.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, I just got a message from him now. Like, are you happy about that?
Yeah. But you know what? They did have a full video on?
What's that?
Joyce Meyer on stand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
God. Yeah, like
Why?
we care.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even bother with that one. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah. Don't care much for Joyce.
Right. But everybody in the chat, make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Donation links are floating around out there if you feel like you want to keep the stream going. It'll be put to good use, I promise. I promise I won't spend it on crafts. I still got enough crafts to last me for a while.
Nice.
But what I am considering doing is canceling the StreamYard and just going to the free version. But I hate that damn logo in the top right. You can't get rid of that unless you pay it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. But
Yeah, I hate that.
But you know what? Playing those clips might go better off StreamYard. I have to admit. Like,
What?
when you do live streams on YouTube without StreamYard, you can do it too with, what was the app you mentioned? There's
Melon? I'm not going to all those other apps.
Why not Melon?
No,
Oh,
I like StreamYard. I'm used to StreamYard. It works for me. I just can't play clips. But I'll figure that out eventually.
But there's an upgrade. Maybe
There's
that
a-
would help. But it costs money. But, look into it to upgrade it. Because they always say, when you go to streamer and said, I couldn't play a clip, they say, why don't you upgrade?
No. There's a free version, there's a $25 a month, and there's a $50 a month. No.
So which one do you have?
I have the 25,
Oh, okay.
and I'm struggling with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. No, I better donate.
what are you laughing
I
at?
can't believe Claire is back.
Ing's like, it sounds like he's rushing to get a pen and paper. Now I'm off to donate.
Oh, hey, listen, no. I get one of my kids and no one is home right now and said, can you just send some money over PayPal? Here are the numbers. I don't do shit at home anymore. Oh, did I use the S word?
I already did.
He did that last time too, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And me, I think it was Shamrock or somebody was going, fuck you, fuck. Fire, it might have been Fire, I don't know, but we were like just going off.
Yeah, but you know what? When Shamrock says fuck, that's almost like, like you hear the angels sing in the background.
Ian was talking about how he cursed, and we were like, so?
Amen.
I don't remember if it was Fire or Shamrock, one of the two, but yeah.
Just want one panel in my life not say, Ing had the worst language ever. That's why I like Shamrock on panel.
I like doing these strings.
See, I don't mind swearing, but I don't want to be the one that starts it.
Well,
right.
That good point. Amen.
I like doing these kind of strings because there's no drama.
No.
You know what I mean?
No trolls.
No.
No, I don't think I've ever had a troll, to be honest with you. Although last week, fucking Tune had to come up here and it was good because he was contributing. He was actually talking about the case. But then Ing had to bring up somebody else, and I'm like, oh my God, we don't talk about them on my channel, people.
Which one was it? Poon? No.
You brought it up.
No, you don't talk about them on the channel, so you can't say it.
Oh. Well, hey.
Look at the private chat.
Since I'm allowed, what the fuck do I know? I never streamed in my life. I'm only here because I like to be entertained. And I'm entertained. No, and to this day, Friday night TC panels is the upside of my life.
Ing.
Go ahead.
Look at the private chat.
No, shit. Okay. My bad.
Yeah.
Moving
along.
Well, it's not even that. It's just we have to talk about that too, Chrissy. No, it will be a very positive interaction between you and I. We didn't have much lately, but can I make a statement here? If it wasn't for Chrissy's corner, I would have rage quit and burned down QF in the last 8 months at least 12 times, and she wouldn't let me.
Nope.
And I love her for it.
I told you what you need to do.
I know. But the sex change, would that really help?
Well, you might as well. You don't see it now anyway.
I have tits, but I have to
you don't
shave
see
them.
it now anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, halfway there, Ring. Halfway there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Claire.
All right, people. We're over an hour again.
I loved it.
Yeah, and I got to go. Sorry.
Pick up your kiddo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to go too because, I'm not done with.
I don't understand Pete's comment. Help me understand Pete's comment.
Which one?
What does that mean?
I can't believe how slightly more quiet one of you is. Not the Clara's back. I'm not saying ho. Stop using talk to text, Pete. It screws everything up. Type, you lazy eep bastard.
Am I not the only one that didn't make
Bastard.
sense to?
He's talking about Ing being quiet with the two ladies
Oh,
in
the more
control.
quiet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, listen.
Yes.
Pete, let me tell you something.
He's an
I'm
eat, Che,
on
after
social
day.
media since 92. Those two ladies mean more to me than you do right now, which doesn't mean I hate you. Just say.
Did he ever tell you the keychain that I sent him?
No. Yes, actually, he did. He loved it.
Yeah, it said Eep Che Astrid Bay on it.
I know.
That's pig
That's a
Latin
keychain
for
I
y'all
need.
who don't know it.
Do you know what I have as a keychain? A menorah. Like the
Yeah.
Jewish 7-arm
Yeah.
candle hold. Yes. I always have. All my life.
Yeah.
I got it
On
from
your
my grandpa.
keychain,
Yeah.
I have a keychain, and it's from New Orleans.
Well, I have a keychain with my name on it. So,
Yes.
Okay, listen.
well,
When you forget your name, that might be helpful, Chrissy.
yeah, I have one with my name, and I have one with my grandbabies.
Well, you know what?
That's cute.
Your name and your grandbabies are all worth having a chain for.
Keychain.
Yes.
Keychain. He said keychain.
A
Cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Why don't you tell
He
me in
said
German, then we
cheesecake.
discuss it?
You said cheesecake.
Keychain.
Now, I'm the only
Like
one
a
who doesn't speak
like a
English here.
magazine.
I'm the only one who
Like a
doesn't know
magazine.
English here besides Claire. Because Australia, you know how Australia is.
You know how
Pete
it is.
says, "Don't
I
say
take it back.
tits in front of somebody from Australia. I'm sure they have a nicer term. What's the nicer term, Claire?"
Yes.
Boobs.
Ooh. Yet,
That's
you
not
know what?
Australian.
Boobs sound bigger than tits. I have to.
We say titties. Titties.
They're even smaller. Men have titties. And then there are tits and
Titties,
then
boobies.
boobs.
Ah.
No, but you know what people don't know, Claire? We both are still underneath Queen Elizabeth.
I'm showing off my keychain.
We are.
Beautiful. We have Commonwealth.
Cool. Oh,
The
that's
state
so
is
lovely.
not Commonwealth. Canada and America and India are British Commonwealth. Do you know when I go to the city
If you
hall?
don't say something about my keychain, I'm going to get mad.
Well,
I said that's beautiful.
it is. And I've
Wait a
seen
minute, he was
both on
talking
many
when I
other
said that.
pictures, but I have to say it takes the essence of both. Yeah,
AZ Lay Astrid Bay, Pete.
look at it.
Yeah.
No, if you go in a city hall here in Vancouver, it's Queen Elizabeth in the hall hanging there, and not the mayor. No one gives a shit about the mayor in Vancouver. It's Queen Elizabeth
Thank you.
because British Commonwealth, right? And Gareth knows even better than I do. I think, don't you have 3 pictures of Queen Elizabeth, like when she was 12, 55, and 100 years old? Gareth.
Look at it. He says they call them knockers in England.
Oh, here we go. That's even bigger than boobs, I have to say, Claire. If it's knockers. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Pete. He's giving us a history lesson again.
You know, I help myself every day, Pete. And you actually helped me many times. Anyway, this was a great stream.
It was. I don't
It
want
was
to
a
end
great
because
stream.
Claire's here, but we need to end because it's getting too long.
Love you both.
All right.
Don't have to say it back.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Would be like my wife.
No, I was watching the screen.
Oh, nice.
That's faux leather.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done showing off.
Well, it's good. It's so good to be back and hang with you two and the chat. And let's see if I can change my internet usage and maybe get back here next Saturday. We'll see.
Hopefully.
And get better and better at it. Yeah. Although
I know you'll let me know, though.
Yeah. Although I will have a social media brontosaurus over tonight, so it might all get used up.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, this is when you hang out with dinosaurs, Claire. What did I tell you about that?
No, I'm just saying, like, oh, don't go history on me. No, like, she just gobbles up the internet. It's non-stop, so we're gonna have to go.
Yeah, Snapchat,
Gonna
TikTok.
have to go find. Yeah, Instagram. Which
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
find
have to
something else
do.
to
Go
do.
find the duckies. Go find the duckies. They were out at the side of the kitchen this morning. Family, have you seen that little video
Yeah.
of the duck? Yeah. Oh my
Michael,
God, those
Yeah,
ducklings
so
are so
Put your
cute.
link in the YouTube chat. Claire.
Nightbot already does.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nightbot already
yes, a
I think-
clever bot.
Yeah. But yeah. So I'll have to tell her to go find the ducks or something. And then we'll have a bonfire tonight. That'll be nice, and there won't be any
bonfires.
reception. So,
Good.
well, not a huge one, but yeah. But anyway.
It's not huge.
All right, I
it's not
really
a
got to go.
Yeah, see, there's Nightbot putting out Claire's link.
Thank you, Nightbot.
All right, guys. Thanks
All right,
again.
thanks, Ing. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for having me,
Love you
and
guys.
thank
All
you
right, love you
for
guys.
having me, Claire and Chrissy.
Thanks,
No
chat.
problem.
Don't forget the thumbs
Thank
up.
you.
And see y'all next week.
Alrighty. Yep, hopefully. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.